Hello everybody, sorry about that, I'm just sat here. I forgot in my haste to prepare and set this stream up at last minute, I completely and utterly forgot to change the latency setting, and therefore I think there's a wee bit of a delay, which is a bit of a shame. It's about 10 seconds. Which I'm not happy with, but we shall have to press on with the delay as it is. So first things first is you're going to have to let me know what the sound levels are like. I think the game sound might be a little bit on the loud side, but I shall wait for your feedback. I'm purposely talking over the music because the music tends to be the loudest part of the sound. So if you can hear me fine over the music, then we should be good to go. Anyway, in advance, thank you for joining me. It was a very last minute decision to stream this. I had nothing better to do with my Saturday. I had some mulled ginger wine sat in my fridge and I thought, you know what, now would be the perfect time to crack it open, play some Pillars of Eternity and have a rather chilled out Saturday evening. So here I am. Sound is good. That's a good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Sound is good. I'm getting the messages sometime after I've asked the question. Oh dear. So it won't be a highly interactive stream. Then again, I suppose this game doesn't really lend itself to interaction as much as for a Total War or a Darkest Dungeon, I suppose. Roman, welcome. Logic, welcome. Tej, welcome. Thank you for all the advice you've given me. You must be frustrated and pulling your hair out. The amount of blunders I make. Right, anyway, so I'm sure people will come and go as they please. I plan to stream for a good couple of hours. My aim is to completely and utterly just kind of tidy up in and around Defiance Bay. I know there's some things that I've missed, some quests that I've probably missed, and therefore this will be an opportunity to point me in the right direction if there's any things that you think that we should be getting involved with. And by the end of today's session, we'll either be on the way to Deerford, or at the very least, we'll have completely and utterly finished our time in Defiance Bay. But I would like to go to Pastures New today, so if we can get on the way, that would be pretty nice. Traps. You've determined to get me to set some traps. I'll set some of it. Oh, maybe today's the day. Maybe today is the day. Right, we're going to dive into the game. Come on. Come on, let's dive in. I've just literally been watching the, I don't know if anybody watches football here, but I've been watching the Man United Arsenal game. I don't support either team, but I just thought I'd put it on whilst I was waiting for the stream to start. And what a match! What a match! What the hell's going on here? Right, Zealous Focus is a modal ability, apparently. So let's turn it off.
I'm ready.
For now. There we go. Welcome Shelley, welcome. Good evening. So then, where do we go first? To the inn, I think. We need to rest. We are buggered after the latest events. How's Derminel? Yes. We kind of got into a bit of a pickle there, didn't we? We showed him who was boss. Unintentionally. Fedoran is like the most non-heroic hero you've ever seen. No need to turn it off.
I'm ready.
There's no negative, is there? It's just, it's a positive aura. 6 accuracy, 15% of greatest. There's no negative effect. Unlike Adair's, where there is a slight negative effect if he's facing one opponent because he gets -5 deflection. So you could turn this off. So yeah, that's probably true. There's no reason to turn this off.
Okay.
So we'll put it back on. Sorry about that. Right. There's no inn here, is there? Okay. Did somebody tell me on the comments that I missed a room in the Ducal Palace? I think they did. I'm sure they did, in fact. I'm just going to just pop my head in here and just make sure that I haven't missed anything here in the Ducal Palace. We know how Fedoran likes to brush shoulders with the bigwigs of the town. yes, there is a room here that I've never seen before. How the hell have I not seen this before?
Hey.
Okay, we're going in. Oh. There is somebody here. She looks harmless enough. Fedoran will step forward and...
Ready when you are.
Parley. And a nice little statue here. Magran, you say? Sure, Durance is smiling here. Isn't this his goddess?
Greetings.
The woman's head is bowed as her lips move in prayer. Just as you approach, you catch her glimpsing at the statue near her. She notices you and forces a smile. Praise be to Magran, and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? Temple? A temple? I thought this was a palace. Temples get everywhere, don't they? It's both, really. It's the palace from which Duke Avar governs, but it's also a place of honour and worship for Magran, the goddess who led us to independence and who has always watched over our city. Her smile falters. Yes. Fedoran asking what's wrong. Her shoulders slump. This is about the fires, isn't it? She puts a hand on your shoulder. They're just symbols. You can't put your faith in them. Fires? What do you mean, fires? Right, that's disturbance number 1 of the stream. How many more times am I going to get interrupted? Place your bets now. Right, that's bloody hell. Okay, so we're talking about fires a bit, but yes, the sacred pyres all around town. You must have seen the statues of the goddess around the city, holding up empty braziers. I've kept them burning steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for months now, and people need to see them more than ever these days. Yes, well, Fedoran, call Fedoran stupid, but why did you just continue to light them? They don't work that way. They're holy fires. It's my devotions and prayers that keep them lit. But lately, when I try to pray, all I can think about are the hollowborn all over the city, the grieving families, the refugees. She shakes her head. How could Magran allow us to suffer like this? What strength do we gain from a soulless child? Uh-oh, here we go. Durance grunts with disdain. What strength do we gain from adversity, from trial and test? The fires don't wither because she lacks in faith. They wither because she does not understand how to be faithful to a whore. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion. A whore wants to be compensated for her services, and Magran is paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Magran's womanly heat. I think Fedora's caught in the middle here. I suppose he's just trying to offer a few soft words to this poor priest who's obviously suffering, and telling her not to abandon her faith too easily. Take heart and things will come good. She nods hopefully, her hands clasped together. You're right. Unfortunately, I believe Magran's been speaking to me again. She cast a quick glance in your direction. Lately I've been seeing visions, a place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of colour, strange falls that seem to rise to the heavens even while they splash into the earth. She raises her hands as if framing an image of her vision. and behind the falls is a cave, filled with fire and heat and danger, and some token of my goddess. I know there's something there, but where it is, or how it got there—" She shakes her head. "I've been meaning to ask around at the expedition hall to see if anyone recognises the description. To be honest, though, I don't know what I'd do, even if I found the place." "Worthless, like so many of Magran's flock, afraid of her god's tests. If Magran speaks to her, it is to hasten an end to a hypocrite's life, and this vision is surely a death trap for the weak." Okay, I think it's time to take our leave. She's obviously in confusion, he's obviously not happy with her, and we're caught in the middle. We're not religious, and we've offered our soft words, and that's as much as we're going to do. Although we have picked up a quest, Cinders of Faith. So she's had her faith shaken by the Hollowbone crisis. She can't keep the city's fires lit, and the city need a bit of faith. So we're to find a cave from the vision. We're actually going to go to the expedition hall anyway, because we want to see what their take on things is in relation to our little gathering of troops to protect Fedoran's keep, and I think they're kind of tied to the dozens from what we gathered, so we're going there anyway. So we'll kind of bring this up when we go over there. Alright. You wouldn't mind being so nasty, Durance.
Hey.
This poor woman is obviously in a turmoil, Fedoran's saying. I don't think Durance is quite so interested in listening to his mewling, as he so kindly put it. Okay. So where to now then? I think we might as well just go. Well, actually, not straight to the expedition hall. I think. What time are we on? Yeah, it's late. I think we'll go to. I think we'll go to the inn in Brackenbury. I mean, we could go to the inn in Copper Lane, but you know what Fedoran's like. He likes the finer things, and if it's a choice between the Fox and the Goose in Copper Lane or the Charred Barrel in Brackenbury, it's a no bloody brainer. The luxury of the rooms at the Charred Barrel are certainly calling. My favourite Durance quote has got to be what did he, when we went to Andra's gift to the Salty Mast, something about his other staff. It's bloody hilarious. He's a character, isn't he? He is indeed. In fact, whilst we're here in Brackenbury, there is actually something else that we need to follow up on here as
You work
well.
for the Dukes of the Valian Republics, huh? Hey,
For as long as they will allow.
must be nice always knowing who you're supposed to serve.
Well, there are 5 of them, but even so, knowing who is easier than knowing how.
We just kind of sheepishly run past House Derminel. That was it. Gonna find a home for my other staff. In his dulcet tones, it was rather humorous, to say the very least. Good afternoon, Hauler. Welcome to the impromptu stream of Pillars of Eternity. Okay, so we're just going to rest up here.
Yeah?
Fedoran looking a bit battered and bruised. He has a wrenched knee after falling in the House Derminel battle. Of course, that was his downfall. He's always slipping over. Very clumsy. Right, to intellect, to will, the noble stay. Certainly. In fact, before we do that, do we have things that we could sell? Do we have things that we can sell? Do we have things that we actually picked up in the last session that we... Oh, you've got a load of trash to sell. Oh, yep, tons of trash. Okay, tons. Oh yeah, and we got these rings of protection which we didn't allocate either. Well, we know that Pallegina didn't get any equipment from Nadog, who ran off with everything that he had, refused to give it up after having suffered the indignity of being kicked out of the party temporarily, so we'll give her 1 ring of protection. And the other one, this is a ring of deflection, which is deflection +5, but this gives protection to the other saving throws. Does he need deflection more than the others? I think there's a tank we'll leave him with that. Khan has no rings though, so we'll give him, I think we'll give him 1 as well. Neither does Sagani, but he tends to be 3rd in line to hand combat, so well, yeah, I think we'll give it to him. Endurance already has 2 rings. I do have it. I do have the bow. I mean, obviously she can't. She doesn't. The trouble is, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to respec her again. I spec'd her into. What did I spec her into? Weapon Focus Adventure, which gives her an extra accuracy to war bows, which is now unfortunate because I'm going to change this. But I suppose it still wouldn't harm to give her the weapon. She doesn't suffer any negative penalty. She just won't get the extra +6 accuracy. So the new one that offers the DOT over 5 seconds persistence, we are going to give her that then, because that will tie in nicely with Itumak, who gets a bonus to DOT'd enemies. He gets an extra damage bonus, so that will work nicely. And with when she marks the opponent or uses wounding shot as well, it'll be really, really good. So yeah.
Ready when you are.
Well met, friend.
I'm having refreshment. I am having refreshment hauler. I am having mulled ginger wine. I'm getting into the Christmas spirit. December is here, so it's now officially time to put on the Christmas songs and start drinking festive drinks. And I'm starting with mulled ginger wine, which is very, very tasty. It's very sweet, but I like sweet wine, so it's fine. Okay, we're going to sell some stuff. We're going to sell some stuff. Yeah, there is a delay in the stream. I'm kind of irked about that. I really like the low latency streams with like literally like a second delay, if that. But yeah, we can't change it halfway through the stream as far as I'm aware. So I'm just going to sell some of the double ups that we have and some of the crap that we have. Just sell it all. I don't know. I just don't sell everything. Really, I don't think we're going to use any of this rubbish. But yeah, we'll just sell it all. Sell it all. Sell it all, man. And we'll sell the robes. We don't need that. We don't need them. We don't need any of these. There's got to be a quicker way to sell this stuff. Valiant clothing we have already in our inventory, I think. Keep 1 breastplate. I've probably sold some of the Berath robes and stuff, but it's just cluttering up my inventory. I'm sick of the sight of the damn things. We won't sell any hats though. We'll sell the hoods. We won't sell any of Fedorn's hats. He'd be absolutely mortified if it was to lose any of his hats. Right, so that's 3,000 coin just in crap. I mean, goodness me, it's money not to be thrown down the Swanee, is it? Right, noble stay, here we go. I can sell the grimoires, yes, I could sell the grimoires, but I don't know why I'm keeping them, really. I'm keeping a couple just in case that we need to give, you know, Alof more than 1. You know, Fedorn's already got 2, I think. Yeah, he's already got 2 anyway. You don't need more than 2, do you? I could sell them, but I think
not
it's
a problem.
They're grimoires, you know. They're grimoires. It's like his hats. These are grimoires that have belonged to mages before. Perhaps not the crappy grimoires. Do you know, like waterlogged grimoire and embossed grimoire is quite nice. But this waterlogged one, not very good. But like Mayorwall's grimoire and Helig's grimoire, I think these are viewed more as trophies. So Fedora not really wanting to sell them. It's just kind of a way for him to boast in his stories as to the mighty wizards that he's taken down on his travels. You know, typical Fedoran fashion, likes to ham up his achievements, and he likes a good story. So yeah, that's why he's keeping the grimoires. Right, we are going to go to. Somebody said. I do read the comments, of course. I just sometimes don't reply to reply to everyone, but they're about 100 coin a piece. It's not massively great money for 100 coin or a trophy for a story. I think we keep it as a trophy. Somebody said, yeah, sorry. Anyway, somebody said that there is the cipher in here is worth speaking to. So I'm gonna see if he is worth speaking to. Have we got 12,000 gold? No, we don't have that much, do we? Do we? We're getting up there again. I think it's time for a shopping spree. You know how Fedoran doesn't like to have too much money in his pocket at any one time, just in case he's robbed. Might as well spend it on useful equipment. Oh dear. There it is! Do you know what? Last session I was looking, I knew I had more than one pistol. I knew I had more than one unique pistol, and I was looking to give a pistol to Palagina, and now for the life of me couldn't see it. And here it is, it's in his bloody inventory. Forgiveness. Because he already has Garam's Spark, but he has this one as well, Forgiveness, which we picked up, I don't know where. But this wasn't too bad either. That's certainly better than what she has that. So we're going to give that to her there, like that. I couldn't see for looking. It has a nicer description as well. Keel was a constable in the small Deerwooden village of Maiden Falls. A good man who fulfilled his duties honourably, he often found himself in violent confrontations with passing ruffians and mercenaries who came to the village to exploit the nearby ruins. Wiry with a boyish face and an awkward gait, offenders really took Keel seriously. They would mock him, telling him there was no way he was going to take them to jail. "You're right," Keel would reply. "I bring forgiveness." I like that. I like that description. Very nice indeed. And in fact, we have never read the description of resolution either. We took it, we put it on a statue, we took it back, we give it to Palagina, and we paid no heed to its history. So here it is. It can be traced back to a line of warriors predating the formation of the Edir Empire, though the legitimacy of the claim has always been in dispute. What is known is that the sabre has been passed through generations of Yenwood earls, having accompanied them across the sea during the colonization of the Deerwood. The sabre was held as a symbol of their noble lineage, and most formal portraits of the family include the blade in some respect. It was the youngest of the line who endeavoured to repair the weapon, so that it might serve more than ornamental purpose. The blade was reforged into a weapon that struck hard and true, and the young earl wielded it during his efforts to reclaim the keep of Kednua, traditional stronghold of the Earl of Yenwood. Both sword and bearer were lost, never to be seen again. Several missions were undertaken to retrieve the weapon when the War of Defiance arose, but none met with any success. Until now, as Fedoran found it, and handed it over to Palagina. But if ever there is a portrait to be had, we'll be making sure that Fedoran is wearing his best hat, his best clothing, and wielding this resolution. Because he's now the owner of Fedoran's keep. And it would be very fitting for him to have that in his portrait hung on the wall of the main hall. Wouldn't that be a grandiose affair? Okay, so here he is, Curran, the cipher here in the black, what's she called? Lady Webb?
Just say the word.
Lady Webb's accommodations.
Welcome.
So it looks like he needs some help apparently. So I suppose Fedoran offering his services. Why not? Any excuse to raise his reputation within the city, he'll take it with both hands. So many secrets and trails in this city. You have to turn a corner to find a fresh trace of something stolen or something missing. He flicks an ear. Unfortunately, we haven't the time to investigate them all. I'm supposed to be working on other matters, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curse of a cipher, to be ruled by the whims of curiosity. Yes, well, we were in town, or maybe we can assist, for Dora's sake. Tell me about these cases. One case or three, depending on how you look at it. He taps his clawed fingers together. 3 weeks and a disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it coincidence. I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you, so I shall trust you too, so long as our interests are aligned. Okay, well, he trusts us, that's a good start. Of course, Lady Webb knows us, raising our position here, very good. Where should we start? Ooh, Sagani bounces on the balls of her feet. Just like one of those Valian whodunits. Read a few of those on the road. Helps pass the time. Oops. Sagani's up for a bit of investigation work. He grins, razor teeth showing between his lips. Copper Lane, Andra's Gift, and Brackenbury, of course, to talk to the ones who reported the disappearances, the only ones who know enough to care, Laura, Ollie, and Elga. Ooh, we've got a bit of an investigation here. Ooh, this could take some time. And there we were thinking we were going to rush off from this city. Ooh, well, no rushing now. Who's missing? 2 men, 1 woman, Lendry, Kendall, and Cora. Okay, tell me about Lendry. Best to ask Ollie. Seems they drank together at the Salty Mast in Andra's Gift. Also, seems that no one else knew him well enough to miss him. One of his ears twitches. And Kendall? Reported missing by Elga, a dwarf who carried traces of... he closes his eyes and sniffs the air. Fine wine, mull ginger, I think, and young dandies. Plenty of time and money to spend on her pleasures. Try Brackenbury. Okay, and Cora? Sister of Laura, one of the merchants in the Copper Lane Bazaar. Not the kind of person who would just disappear, it seems. And, any leads? Not yet. No obvious connection between the victims, which is what makes me wonder so. He runs his hand along the length of one ear. Could be animancy related. Researchers always need subjects, the less scrupulous types in particular. He pauses, deep in concentration. Seems too risky for the sanitarium, but one never knows. He waves his hand. Talk first to the people who reported our victims missing. Mayhap you will catch something I missed. Okay, anything else? No. The final act. Okay, so we have a bit of an investigation here. This is like something out of Ruth Rendell. Oh, here we go. Right. Inspector Fedoran. Fedoran Holmes, I like it. So Curran's told us about 3 missing individuals. Ollie, Laura and Elga have reported missing people. So we need to talk to them. So Ollie frequents a brothel in Andra's Gift. Laura is a merchant in Copper Lane. And Elga spends her time in Brackenbury. Elga. We're in Brackenbury. So we might as well seek her out first.
Hey.
Doesn't say exactly where Elga is though, so we could be running around for a while. We'll try the inn. It's always a place to start, isn't it? It's the central hub of the district. People tend to go there. Information is rife there. Elga.
Hey.
Elga. Elga, Elga. Wherefore art thou, Elga? She's not going to be in the sanitarium, is she? Oh, wait a second. Aha.
Yeah?
No, I haven't seen this damned Kendall person, and Fedoran ears pricking up as he's wandering past.
Well met, friend.
So here she is, a dwarven woman, dressed and perfumed like a member of nobility. But her sun-reddened skin and sweat-stained outfit suggest that she's been out here for quite some time. Afraid I just don't have time just now. What's all the commotion? Elementary mildly endurance. I like it. I like it. Right. You shouldn't go nosing into other people's conversations. Excuse me. I am here to help. But if you're going to take that attitude, Fedoran saying, then I guess I'll just have to ask someone else about Kendall's disappearance. No, wait, don't go. Fedoran smirking to himself. That got her attention, didn't it? She steps in front of him. I've been on edge of late. Didn't mean to offend. She looks Fedoran up and down. So that little Orland's finally getting serious, eh? Okay, now we're on the same wavelength. We're not going to, of course, say that. It's, simply stating that we are looking into the disappearance. Pfft, she snorts. What, is that little whelp too good for a case like this? Pfft, is that an insult? We're more than good enough to investigate. But he has other business to attend to now. If we would get down to the matters at hand. At least he sent somebody. Anyway, I'll tell you whatever I can. What do you need to know? Right then. Inspector Fedoran here. Where do we start? Okay, first of all, tell me about Kendall. What's to tell? He was a pretty young lad. Not the brightest of the bunch, but always pleasant company. And how do you know him? She smirks. We met up from time to time over the past few months. It was just a fling, really. He wasn't going to last. She picks at the corner of her sleeve and looks away. He was a little fool, but a sweet little fool. Looks like she's grown quite attached to him, eh? And what was Kendall doing before he disappeared? She laughs sadly. The worst blazing rendition of the general speech from the Widow of the Wood that I've ever heard. She shakes her head. I love that fellow, but he was a tragic failure. Yet somehow he managed to get in with an acting troupe. Aha! Copper Lane. There was an acting troupe in Copper Lane. We were considering joining. And where did you last speak to Kendall? A week ago. He came back to my house for a bit of fun. Afterwards we fell asleep. And when I woke up, he was gone. No note, nothing. Very bizarre. Now, if there wasn't any other disappearances in the city, we'd perhaps just say that he's bailed on her. But it's a bit of a coincidence, so we won't mention that. We wouldn't be so rude either. And had you noticed anything different about Kendall lately? He started hanging out with a bunch of actors. Seemed all right, except for that woman. That woman with her long willowy legs and slender arms always came around wearing these low-cut dresses and impossible shoes. Did you catch her name? Her expression hardens. I don't know. I never cared to learn it. She uncrosses her arms and lets them fall slowly to her side. I didn't realise it might be important. Well, Fedoran saying, every minor detail is important. I take my inspector duties very seriously. But I shall go away with the information you've given me and look into matters. Rest assured, the hero of Defiance Bay is on the case. If you think of any more, you know where I'll be. Yes, here shouting the odds.
Hey.
Right, come. Come, party, to Copper Lane. Right, we got an update there. I didn't know what it was. Final act, is this it? Okay, Elka mentioned that Kendall had started hanging around a woman. Now, I know of a woman of the acting troupe. It was the woman that we spoke to first, and she had a house pinpointed on Copper Lane's map, if I remember rightly. And I thought it was kind of odd why her house would be map pinned, but perhaps it has something to do with this quest. Putting two and two together, of course. Let's hope I'm right. She could have taken them all as concubines. We don't need to investigate any further. Fedora has solved the puzzle already. He solved the riddle. Lundala, that's the woman. She was the leader, or she was the person of the troop that we spoke to. And this is her house here. So I think she's got something to do with this whole affair of missing people. But before we go pointing fingers, we shall continue on and we shall do a full investigation. Because we are not sloppy. No siree. Laura is a merchant in Copperle. Oh, we know Laura.
Hey,
We've probably bought some goods from her, haven't we? So we'll head to the market district. And whilst we're there, we may just decide to do a bit of shopping with our 12,000 coin. Or should we purchase a new building here? Did we? Oh no, 18 hours. We're still waiting for the Warden's Lodge. We'll kind of just sort of skirt past Lumdala, who I think was round about here. Yep, there she is. Hand on hip. Looking all very sassy there. Yes, I got my eye on you. You are culprit number 1 here in my investigation. But we need further evidence. Where's the markets? Here it is. Laura, wherefore art thou? There she is. Yep, we have bought from her before. In fact, we bought the ring from her. It's a shame we didn't solve this little mystery first. Perhaps she would have given us a discount. Never mind. Okay,
ready when you are.
Here we go.
Good day, stranger.
Always good to see a familiar face. How can I help you? Yes, well, of course, we've talked to her before, so we know who she is. And, yes, announcing that we are here to look into the disappearance of her sister. Laura's voice drops to a whisper. I didn't think anyone would help me. When Cora disappeared, I tried Dunrid Row, the Crucible Knights, even the Dozens. She points her thumb at the large building behind her. No one had time to look for a missing girl then. She bites her lip. That was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? Fedoran horrified. It's taken them this long to get their act together? Goodness me. If there is anything I can tell you that will help, just ask. Okay, again, starting with the basics. Tell me about Cora. She's my younger sister. Always had a head full of dreams. She was convinced there was something special waiting for her, that she'd be remembered and happy and important. Laura shakes her head. She's got plenty of heart, but not the commitment to match. Still, when she got that theatre... Oh, here we go again, theatre job. I thought she was about to turn around. We're seeing a common theme here. And what was Cora doing around the time she disappeared? She'd just gotten into this acting troupe called the... Laura... Her brows knit. Yes, come on, spit it out. Concentrate. I can't remember what they were called. The Revel of Stars, that's it. Oh, that is it, yes. Yes. It is. She was pretty inexperienced. Laura hesitates. I think that's why she was so excited to get a role. I'm afraid I don't know anything else about it. When and where did you last see your sister? She was at our house getting ready for her big performance. That was 3 weeks ago. And did you see Cora with anyone when she disappeared? She is very sociable. She's always enjoyed crowds. I'm afraid I can't narrow it down beyond that. Okay, thank you for the information. Thank you very much. We won't. Laura puts both her hands over her heart. You don't know how much this means to me. Just to know that someone's actually looking for her. Anything else I can do for you? No, that's fine for now. Fedora having to bite his tongue there, he was very tempted to say, if we find her, can we have a discount? Would be a little bit ill-timed, I think. Okay, so Curran, Laura and Elga, both mentioning that the missing people have had something to do with this acting troupe the Revel of Stars. So there's only Ollie to go, and he's in Ondra's Gift. Now we do actually want to go to Ondra's Gift as well to carry out a few odd jobs. Everything is kind of going into odds and ends here. Right.
Hey.
We're going to break away from this quest. It's going to be a very fragmented session, I think, as we kind of finish off a few bits and bats. And we're going to go into the Expedition Hall whilst we're here. Because this is, and she confirmed it when she mentioned the dozens and pointed at this building. This building is something to do with the dozens, and we haven't yet really got into the whole dozens thing. Adair doesn't like them, and considering that we, out of the entire party that we have, I think Adair's the person we trust most.
Hey.
That does have some weight into how we perceive the dozens, but we're going to give them a chance. So, from what I can remember, we spoke with the quartermaster, who says they can't sell us any wares because they only sell to the dozens. But if we want to consider getting them to sell stuff to us, we have to speak with Osric. So we shall speak with Osric.
Yeah?
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up.
Oh,
If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off.
is there a need for such language? I was told to approach you if I require access to the merchandise here in the Expedition Hall. She only sells to friends of the dozens. Although, he sizes Fedoran up. I do have something I need done, something that requires... He glances sidelong at an adventurer flailing away helplessly at a dummy. Competence. Well, we are competent, Fedoran says. Some would disagree, of course. What do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
Oh, I see. And call me stupid if you will, but why don't you just go and ask for it back?
No. Oh, they'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
Oh, so it's all a sense of pride. So your pride... Okay, well... what exactly is this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
And judging by your tones and what you've said, it sounds like you didn't leave the Crucible Knights of your own volition.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true. Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
When one walks among the powerful, one must always watch where one steps. Yes, very true words, Pallegina. Very true. But, so it sounds like to me that he just simply wants us to retrieve his breastplate, which doesn't seem like an overly arduous task. I'll see what I can do, Fedoran's saying.
Then it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
He leans in closer. I've got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Ondra's Gift right after having his soul lineage read by a cipher in Dunrid Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks are on me. I don't really... this is dangerous ground. We don't really want to start meddling with the Crucible Knights. They're top of our list at the moment of people who want to assist us. Having his soul lineage read?
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
Oh, this sounds like too much hassle, really. So Gandhi scratches the back of her neck. If generations of Masluk's traditions are any indication, this Penhelm probably doesn't remember it. Still, a past like that has to count for something. That's... So Osric, so he's kicked out of the Crucible Knights by a fellow knight named Penhelm. The superiors have confiscated his breastplate. So retrieve it from Penhelm. Oh, so it serves as a way to get the breastplate back. Okay, so we might not necessarily have to kind of use it against Penhelm and offer it to the superiors. We can just use it as a bartering tool. But if we're going to be going in with the Crucible Knights, do we really want to be causing a scene here? So Penhelm. Interesting.
Hey.
Okay. So he said that he went to Ondra's Gift, then he went to Dunrid Row to get the lineage. So do we need to go to Dunrid Row and see if we can find the papers? Or do we get the papers from Penhelm and then take them to Dunrid Row? I kind of missed that conversation. Penhelm visit the forge in Ondra's Gift. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life? Yeah. Find out that it's a fake. Every Novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunrid Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. So we've got to find his affidavit in Crucible Keep, and then take it to Dunrid Row to see if it's real. Right, okay. So we've got to go to Crucible Keep then. Right, somebody has made a good point here. Cinders of Faith. We need to speak to somebody in the expedition hall about this cave, this vision. And the man with the plan is Weenan, who appears to be the leader. So, yeah.
Yeah?
Whilst we're here, thank you for that. I forgot about that quest completely. Okay, what do you want? Yes. Do you know of a place in the wilderness with colourful pools and a waterfall that rises? Perchance? I know the place. Got a map locked up in one of those chests with the very spot marked. It's yours for 50 coppers. Look at that. Everything's about money, isn't it? Right, well, 50 coppers, it's not going to break the bank. We were looking for an excuse to get rid of some of our money anyway, so here you are. You'll find it in the back room behind Sonil's shop. Giving us the key. Look on the map for Searing Falls. Fantastic place. The thermal springs alone are worth the journey. Falls are so hot, most of the water turns to steam. That's the rising you were talking about. Oh my god.
Hey.
I wonder if we can go for a dip. Go for a slight vacation. Take time away from this adventuring malarkey. It is rather strenuous. Have a bathe. Sounds very nice. But somehow I don't think so. Don't think it's going to happen that way. Right, there is a... oh, there it is.
They didn't teach us much about locks in the Brotherhood.
Wait a
But
second.
let's see.
It's still classed as stealing this for some bizarre reason, but we'll see
Ready
if
when
the
you are.
key opens the chest.
Let's see what's in here.
No, it doesn't. Okay. Is it this? Ah. Still down as stealing. We won't take the grappling up, but we'll take them. Oh, we don't even have to take them up, really. Oh, we will. Just in, you know, just to make sure that it marks on our map. Cinders of Faith. Travel to the cave. Searing Falls. It's a long journey, but at least I know where it is. How long is long? It's not long. It's just there. It's just there. We're going there before we go to Deerford Village. No question. It sounds absolutely fabulous. It sounds marvellous. Hot springs. Phew. We're going for a chill out. Right, I'm just pouring myself some more wine. Bear with me. Ooh, not much left. Right, so we've got a couple of things to do. We can either go to the Crucible Knights and do this quest for Osric, or we could go to Ondra's Gift, where we have a few things to do. Including, of course, speaking with Orly? I've forgotten the name. Begins with an O, though. We'll know when we see him. I think we'll go to Ondra's Gift. I think so.
Hey.
Quickest way there. We'll go down this way. Past all the merchants. We'll be back. We got things to buy. We got money to burn and things to buy. We want the best equipment money can buy. Well, Fedoran does it. Fedoran hasn't spent any money on anybody else, if you've noticed. He spends a lot of money on himself. Hats. Whatever else he's bought for himself. Rings.
Alright then.
Nobody else has benefited from his spending ways. Right, Ondra's Gift. Here we are. So, what have we got to do in Ondra's Gift then? What have I? Excuse me. My God, can't even talk. What did I miss the first time round? On the first time round and the second time round.
Hey.
Well, kind of forgot, really, that unfortunate mishap. Young lad lost several fingers whilst playing with a dagger. Fedoran, remember that boy you gave a dagger to in Copper Lane? He's just having to chop his fingers off. How very responsible of you. His father will be most impressed. Yeah, when we were in the brothel here, the brothel keeper did mention that she had trouble with bandits and stuff. So we took care of some bandits when we confronted them about the murder of the boy. So maybe they're the bandits she's talking about, so we might be able to put in a good word there, just sort of say, yeah, we'll solve your problems. Of course, it could be completely different bandits, in which case, whilst we're here, we'll take them down. And where's Orly, anyway? It wasn't Eureka, was it? I don't think it was Eureka. Oh, there, Ollie! Down here.
Of course.
We'll speak with Ollie in a second.
Ready when you are.
Oh yes, and something else that I've completely and utterly forgot to do. Well, I didn't forget because I didn't know it actually existed, but I've been watching somebody else's LP of this, and I noticed something that they did that I thought was pretty useful.
Hello.
So here's an old drunkard, and he's talking about telling us a story and mentioning some kind of a club while slapping his chest. What club? Fedoran asking. The club for the refined and prestigious gentleman. He prods your shoulder. Wait! If you don't know about the club, you must be... He heaves, catching at his chest. After several precarious seconds, he recovers. Where was I? You must be here about the ring. Yeah, the ring. Shoves it into Fedoran's hand. Have to have that to get into the lounge. Oh, they don't just let anyone in, you know. He wipes a hand on his shredded robe. It's the most exclusive club in the Fires Bay. He gives him a great slap on the back. And whatever you do, don't tell him you knew. Or he turns away, overcome by a fit of dry heaving.
Hey.
So, anyway, yes, there is a unique members club here in the brothel, which we're going to now take a quick look at,
Hey.
seeing as we have some coin. Nice ring! You may enter. Indeed we may. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Coming in.
Yeah?
Too much wine for me. Right, come on then. So we got Vincent and Jason. I think Vincent looks the more respectable of the two. Huh, this man looks down his nose at us. So, you're a member, I see. Are you here for the exclusive club equipment? Well, considering we're not supposed to tell them we're new, we won't act like we are new, so we'll just simply say we're here to see the stock. Don't take the others in. Oh dear, is that going to cause a scene? One in, all in. They're all part of the club. I don't go anywhere without my bodyguards. I've been collecting the finest equipment for over a decade. I guarantee you won't find a superior collection. Right, okay. Oh my god. Quite pricey. So, Fedoran looking at items for his own benefit first. I mean, that's quite a nice weapon. Citra Akchara. But we're not going to splash cash on our party members right now. And if we're rolling in cash like we've got, let's say, 100,000 coin, fine. But, you know, 12,000 coin isn't exactly loaded. It's nice, gives us a bit of breathing space, but when there's still things to build in Fedoran's keep, we can't go frittering money away on our underlings, dare he call them. Not to their face, of course. We're not going to go for any weapons because he's quite happy with his scepter. Of course, he's happy with his clothes. But, I mean, cloaks and stuff. Intellect and resolve. Extra intellect and resolve. That's pretty nice. As much intellect as he can possibly muster would be really, really good. What is this? Ooh, a +2 constitution belt. That's pretty nice. Only 3,000 coin. That's not going to break the bank. Helmets, not as good as hats. And how dare they call this a hat? This is no hat. This is a monstrosity to all of hat kind. Right, defense against spells and a max endurance amulet. I think this is pretty nice. 1 intellect and 1 resolve. Let's have a look at Fedoran's current cloak. It's Lilith Shawl, which gives +3 to perception, which is pretty nice as well. Perception, of course, gives... What's more useful for old Fedoran here? Accuracy and reflex defense. It's probably good for a... That would be good, quite good for a dare, that really, wouldn't it? She doesn't have anything, does she? Does she have a cape? Wait a minute. Wait a second here. Wait a second. Palagina doesn't... Oh, she doesn't... She has a neck piece, which is rubbish. So we could give her Lilith Shawl, give her an increase to perception, which would be quite good for her as a tank, extra reflex defense. And then Fedoran would get the extra intelligence and resolve. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Fedoran likes shopping.
Ready when you are.
He likes shopping. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. More money being frittered away. Cloak of the Theocrat. Yeah, that's good. That's good. 4,500 coin. Extra intellect and resolve. Oh, wait a second. No. Nope. Bear with me. Intellect doesn't stack. Intellect doesn't stack, so has he got an intellect already? Has he got intellect-based equipment already? Just double check. Resolve and dexterity. So he won't get the resolve bonus from the shawl because he's already got resolve from the hat. He's getting 2 intellect from Rundle's finery, so the intellect is no good either. Ah, so it's not good. It's a good job I didn't bloody buy the damn thing so quickly. Right, she doesn't have intellect though, but is intellect useful for her? I think it would be because she... But then he's not buying for other people, so no. Forget it!
Ready when you are.
Change of plan.
Hey.
Shopping is finished, nothing purchased. For now. We may return, but Rundle's finery gives us all the intellect we ever need. Right.
Hey.
So that's that little thing sorted, but it's open to us now in future should we require to return. But now then, who is in charge here?
Ready when you are.
Welcome.
Welcome back. I'm afraid things won't be as lively as usual with that rowdy lot outside. Rowdy lot? You're having trouble? A frown ripples across her blue facial markings. The kind that's bad for business. Local rowdies have taken to harassing my hard-working boys and girls and our customers. They started showing up after this rash of Hollowborn, and they've been driving my regulars away. Scratching her chin, looking at Fedoran. I've been looking for someone to help me clean things up around here, and word on the street is that you've cleaned up a few messes already. Ooh, every time somebody mentions to Fedoran that they've heard of his escapades, it just makes him beam. He loves it. The knights are too busy sniffing around Duke Avar to bother with us commoners in the gift, and I'd just as soon not deal with their bureaucracy anyway. Ooh, well. Now that you're mentioning it, perhaps we could look into matters, and we're not greedy, so we won't start trying to ask her for coin. So, simply stating the honourable thing, and that nobody should be harassed. People should be free to work as they please, come and go without fear of being accosted by bandits. I shall put an end to this, Fedoran saying. Maya draws him closer. These thugs tend to roam in groups, which suggests to me that these aren't random incidents. She places a large finger on Fedoran's chest. You put a stop to these attacks, and I'll find a real nice way to thank you. Giving him a wink, making him go extremely flush in the face. Got me? I don't know what you're insinuating, dear. Sagani glances over at Kana. Cover your ears, lad. Okay, we'll see what we can find. Fedoran spitting out between embarrassed coughs and splutters. Supply and demand. Confront the thugs. They should be outside, apparently, quite nearby. So we'll look into matters while we're here. Right, on to the next piece of business. We really are just overladen with things to do.
Ready when you are.
People have got wind that Fedoran is this helpful, noble person that is quite competent in what he does, and people are just throwing themselves at his feet, asking for his help. And he loves it. He loves feeling important. Okay, so here he is, a man at a table by himself, constantly glancing at the opposite bench as if waiting for someone. He reeks of alcohol, and he moves with the torpor of someone who's gotten used to spending most of his time drunk. Her table's taken. Find another. He spreads his elbows on the wood and pulls his drink between them. I'm here about Lendry. I don't know how we would know who he is, but apparently we do. His face twists into a confused scowl. What's it to you? I was told that you were the last person to see Lendry. His scowl deepens. Here to help her. Well, you're 2 weeks late. I've just got a few questions, and it's better late than never, is it not? Ollie finishes his drink and drums his fingers on the empty mug. My throat's feeling mighty dry. If you want to talk, it'll be £10 for a refill. Okay, handing over £10, fine. Ready to talk now? Ollie waves the serving maid over. He raises his drink to you and takes a long gulp. So, what was it you were wanting with Lendry? Tell me about him. He spent most of his time here drinking with me. Tells you enough, doesn't it? He takes a gulp of his drink and shrugs. He didn't volunteer details, and I didn't ask. But he had a working man's hands and a working man's taste for drink. And when did you last see Lendry? Right here, getting drinks with me. He slaps a spot on the bench, just like we have every night for the last 5 years. I couldn't actually tell you much about him, and I think he preferred it that way. He frowns at the rough wood grain at the table. It's probably why we got on so well. Plenty of things we didn't talk about. Anyway, I remember that night because he said things were finally turning around. He was going to find a steady job, clean up, have another crack at the respectable life. I told him in that case he should buy the drinks. He traces the rim of his cup. That's when she showed up. She? A woman? Tell me more. A sly smile stretches across his face. A real fancy lady. Name's Lumdala. He taps his head. I don't remember much these days, but I remember her. Usually you have to pay a month's copper to spend time with a woman like that. But Lumdala, he shakes his head. She was falling all over Lendry that night. Left with him too. And, where did they go? A gruff laugh rattles his throat. She said they were going to see some frilly performance. If you ask me, they had their own plans to perform that night. He makes an obscene gesture and grins. She just said they had to pick something up at her house in Copper Lane first. Some cosy little place by the northern gate. He picks up his cup. Even a drunk like me knows what that means. For what it's worth, she said she earns her coin over at that amphitheatre in Copper Lane. That's where she said they were going to see their show. Might someone there saw him. Well. Right. Let me know if you find him, yeah? Because that bastard owes me a round if he's found the good life.
Ready when you are.
So all the evidence points to Lumdala. So now it's time to question the culprit, but not before taking down some bandits
Hey.
and seeing exactly what Mayor is promising us in return.
Of course.
Perhaps it's something that we should not be present with other party members for. Right, we're looking for thugs.
Hey.
I think we'll start by patrolling the perimeter of this building, because she did say they were nearby. Did I actually go down here? I can't remember. It's such a long time since I first came back to Ondra's Gift that I cannot even remember if I explored the entirety of this district. I may have done, but I'm just refreshing my memory. Okay, we're an hour and 10 into the session. I don't know where the time has gone. I'm really enjoying myself this evening. Could be the wine. Could be your company. Could be the game. Combination of all three, I think. But one of the reasons why I wanted to stream this today and do a stream of this, I mean, somebody actually requested it, that I perhaps consider streaming this, and it was Ted Shah, who's here today in the chat. So you can thank him partially for this. But also... Hey. I think this is the kind of game that sometimes you just want to get stuck into it for a good couple of hours, at least. because it's doing it in sort of 45-minute sessions at a time. I sometimes finish those sessions and want to play more, but I don't like stockpiling sessions. So being able to sit down and just sit and stream it for 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, however long it is, and have the stream go straight up with no messing around with rendering and stuff, it's going to be, it's really, really enjoyable. Because this is the sort of game, if I was playing it off camera, I'd probably sit down and play it for 5 hours at a time and get really stuck into it. There is a fisherman, yes, I saw that as well in the LP I was watching. Some kind of missing treasure or something, so I'm going to go and see that as well. That's the benefit. I like to watch an LP of a game that I'm playing at the same time, and I sort of play for a certain amount of time, so I might play for 15 hours or so, and then I'll start watching somebody's LP, and when I'm watching what they do, if they do something that I don't pick up on, I can always go back and do it. And this is one of those occasions. Right, there's no bandits around the building here, so God knows where they are. Oh, did I speak too soon? Harassing thug, appropriately named. And this is one of those occasions where Fedoran certainly won't be putting himself forward to talking to them first. Well, if it isn't Defiance Bay's favourite foreigner. He nods to his shifty-eyed companions. Let's give him a proper welcome. Normally Fedoran shies away from confrontation, but on this occasion, he's going to step up to the plate. He doesn't appreciate being talked down to by random thugs. I don't think so, he says, from the very back of the party, peering over Amawa's shoulders. I don't think so. And off we go. First bout of combat. We're off and running. Okay, I don't expect a lot of problems from these guys, so I'm not really going to hark on about tactics. We're just going to kind of mosh in and see what happens. But Pallegina has got her mode on, as has Adair, so off we go. Let's have some fun, taking down some thugs. Go! Oh! A couple of them are going to knock down somebody. Not if I get there first, says Adair. The Battle of the Knockdowns!
I'm ready.
And we beat him to the punch. Right, Ituma, get in there. Bite him. Bite him. Okay, so these are per encounter abilities, are they not? Yes, they are. So we'll go for Flames of Devotion. Oh, she's been knocked down. Not a problem. Not an issue. Some AoE should sort this out. And some more AoE should sort. Are they quite tough? They're not bad. What else we got? Any more per encounter abilities? Wounding shot. Yes, on the and you there. Ooh, chunkified. I used it! I used it, Shah! I used it! I remembered!
Hey.
I used it! Right, we're off. Come on, we're off. Oh, a key! Rusty bronze key. What's that about? And a load of equipment. Supply and demand. One of them may have evidence of a larger plot. One of the thugs dropped a key that looks like it belongs to a house in Ondra's gift. So somebody in the house, somewhere in here, is the mastermind of these attacks. So we have to find the right house. Now we've been here before and we've seen a few houses here. We've been to the abandoned house. We've been to Kolfkeg's house. We've been to that abandoned house because that was where the kidnap quest was. Or was that the ramshackle house? I can't remember. Odder's house. Who's Odder? That's the mother of the boy that died. Right, we'll start up here then. We'll just sort of work in an anti-clockwise manner and go through all the houses. I mean, it could well be that actually Colfeg is actually the mastermind of the whole damn plot. You never know. Adair off on his own, is he? He's been abandoned. So you've got me there, Shah. You've got one of the two. I've used the Sagani's for a counter ability. Now you just need me to put some chaps down, and then we're good. We're sorted.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
A Twitch account. I actually have a Twitch account. I just don't use it. I've never used it. Are these drunk? No, these are drunks. These are addicts. These aren't mastermind criminals. Okay.
Hey.
We shall move on. I've always found it easy just to stream on YouTube, but
Hey.
I mean, I know that Twitch is obviously far more advanced when it comes to streaming
Something
options.
funny, big man?
Oh,
I'm sorry, it's just... When you started shouting, that poor man looked as if he'd piss himself.
Nothing seems to trouble you much, does it,
Hey.
Kana?
Oh, I don't know. I never found much use in getting worked up over the little things.
Maybe to an Omawa, it all just looks like little things.
from the little mini conversations that they've had so far, some of them have been off camera, unfortunately. It appears to me that they don't quite see eye to eye, Pallegina and Kana. Pallegina and Adair seem to be okay. They've conversed a couple of times. But I don't know. Is there an issue there between Amauers and Godlike? Some kind of racial tension? I don't know.
Hey.
Jonas has been rather quiet recently, apart from when he's chirped up when that poor priest woman was showing some concern and problems in the Ducal Palace. He's been quite quiet in the party. In fact, even in relation to his quest. We're supposed to get to know him better, but he's just not talking. Which is fine, because every time he opens his clacker, it's always doom and gloom. No, this is the...
Hey.
Unless they're in... No, this is where we found the kidnapping situation, wasn't it? Yeah, this is not... No, okay. I suppose a clue is the fact that we got a key, and therefore we'd open the door with the key. So we need to find a house that requires unlocking, which could be this ramshackle house. Have we been in here? I'm not so sure. It's obviously going to be a map pinned one, isn't it? No, that's not even... See, that door's open here as well, which makes me think it's probably not this. So I'm... if it's not this house, I'm kind of struggling. Oh, maybe I'm not struggling, because this appears to be a group of ne'er-do-wells. Right. Let's get Itumak ready to go that side. Pallegina. I don't want to start the conversation. If I walk forward, it probably will. So
I'm ready.
she can off-tank this thug. He goes charging into the centre and captures the rest of them. And then we just continue from there. Right.
Well met, friend.
Okay, so here she is, this woman in plates, wearing a defiant expression and a sturdy suit of armour. She seems to bear each scratch and ding with pride. Almost like Fedoran bears every feather and stitch with pride. You don't look like one of the knights. Can I help you with something? And exactly who are you? Fedoran asking from the back of the party. I'm Aphra, a lieutenant with the Dozens. She taps her dented breastplate. We're the last fighting force in Defiance Bay that remembers what it means to be dear wooden. And unfortunately, I'm the only one who seems to care about the way May's squeezing the locals. Squeezing the locals? Well, I actually hear about the salty mass, but there could be more to this than meets the eye. Ordinary kith are angry, as they should be with that crooked Armauer toadying up the nobles. She sneers. She's using the tragedy of Wyron's legacy to line her pockets. She's no better than the Adairan overlords who drove out 200 years ago. Oh, we drove out, sorry. People around here know you to be an honest broker. Mayors made it so only the rich can afford her establishment. Yet she sits in the poorest district of Defiance Bay. How's that fair? We've taken matters into our own hands, but she's the real criminal here. Why don't you tell her to back down? Ooh, so we've got a bit of a moral choice, have we not, to make here? So the dozens once again rear their heads, and this is not really good because get her to lower her prices? It's up to her what prices she charges. She's operating a business. Why should you dictate what she charges? Well, that's what I'm thinking. And violence is not the way to go about negotiations. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for Doran saying he's mulling it over. I am with Mayor on this one. I cannot have violence happening on these here streets. The violence has to stop. If you're not happy, dialogue, diplomacy. That is the way to sort disputes, not harassing people in the street. She looks at her compatriots. I'm sorry you see it that way. And this is the nail in the coffin, right there. Right there. Forget your dozens relationships, forget your game mechanics. This backs up exactly what we have heard on the grapevine, what Adair has told us about these dozens. They're nothing but a band of... They may have kind of good intentions to some degree, but they're going about things completely and utterly the wrong way, and they're nothing more than mercenaries to what Fedoran can see, and therefore any kind of quest or any kind of task that they ask us to do from this point forward, we're not doing it. So Penhelm and his little, well, not Penhelm, Osric and his little quest for his armour, no, not entertaining the idea, not doing it. These people are not to be worked with. They are despicable. As far as Fedoran's concerned, forget it.
Hey.
Yes, I know we're going to cut our ties with the quartermaster. She may have some decent equipment that we can unlock, but no, forget it. Not happening. We don't like the methods that they are adopting, and that's it. Tough cookies. Right, we're off. What are we doing? Attack, man! Come on! So knocking him down, Sagani is going to use that on the same target that her companion is attacking. She is going to use her counter ability, Flames of Devotion. And we're off and running! Come on, let's start hacking and slashing. We're going to use some priestly spells here. I want to use some priestly spells. It's been a while. We're going to bring forth down holy vengeance upon you people. Boom! You messed with the wrong person today. Fedoran growing in confidence, of course. Every time another person falls, every time he beats another enemy, he grows in confidence. Who knows, by the end of the game he may be competent. He may be classed as competent at some point in the near future. Who knows? Mercy! Aethra staggers back, barely on her feet. Please! Okay. Oh, yes! Yes. We built the prison in Fedoran's Keep. And therefore, in situations like this, there are certain situations that I've seen in the LP that I'm watching where you can strike a killing blow. And on this occasion, the only option was to kill her. But now that I have the prison, we can actually take her prisoner and put her in Fedoran's keep. Oh, yes. Yes. We're not murderers. We're not executioners. But certainly taking this person prisoner appeals here. Where she can sit, and we'll feed her. We'll give her we'll give her food and water. We're not animals, you know. We'll keep her alive. We'll treat her with dignity and respect. But she can sit and think about what she's done. And then at some point in the future, when we're not so busy saving people of Defiance Bay and all that kind of stuff, we'll maybe have a hearing and see what we do with her from there. She nods, her head lolling. Yeah, let it loll, love. Take her away. I don't know how we're going to get her there. Perhaps employing somebody off the street to escort her across. But she's gone. She's been taken prisoner. So there we go. We have our first prisoner, and what I don't know how it works, but I'm going to be interested to see that when we go into the prison, when we're next at Fedoran's keep, can we actually speak to her and interact with her? Can we actually pass judgment? I don't know. It'd be cool if we could, but we'll see. Right. Let's have a look. What we can loot and plunder from here. Just food and alcohol. Very good. But we're not hungry. And we certainly don't need any beer. Now to find a home for Fedoran's other scepter. I believe it's a scepter.
Your coloration, Kana. You're an island Omawa, aren't you? What's it like in Deadfire? I've only heard tall tales.
I wouldn't really know. I've never been to any of the Deadfire settlements, and my parents told me very little. Mostly pirate. From time to time, my mother says she misses the quiet of her village, but little else. She has always pushed my sisters to do what she could not as a child.
I don't miss my village. It's all just bad memories and a reek of fish guts to me now.
Well, okay, that wasn't quite an angry conversation. A bit of bonding there. Right, is this the fisherman? That's a sailor. There's somebody to talk to in and around this area. I'm not quite so sure where he is, but I know there's somebody somewhere.
A dozen Adiran ships were shattered against these levees during the War of Defiance. Best to heed the astrologers, I find, where tides are concerned.
Place gets my blood beating in all the right places.
A very chatty party today, aren't they? Hello, Jessa. Welcome. Good to see you. How are you? Just trying to find a fisherman right now. Struggling. Where is he? Fisherman. Fisherman, where art thou? I'll find the fisherman in a minute. I've got things to do. Oh, he's here. Imatl.
Ready when you are.
Greetings.
An old man paces the dock and looks out over the water. He's fussing over something large and round, which he constantly shifts from one hand to the other. You're not certain whether his wide-eyed, gape-mouthed expression marks surprise or fear. It seems he isn't either. You, don't look like a guard. He examines you and your equipment more closely. Say, you wouldn't be interested in making some coppers, would you? He shows you the object in his hand. It's large, round opal with Engwithan runes carved into it. It glistens with his sweat. See the ship that went down over there? I've been looking for someone to help me recover some missing cargo. Missing cargo? Tell me more about this missing cargo. He licks his lips. We started in cold morn and were making our way down the river, loading and unloading as we went. Business as usual. And what happened? He massages the opal in a clammy palm. When we reached Aina's Rest, we may have agreed to take on a few crates from some place called Cleaban Relag. A couple of the lads snuck a peek at the cargo, saw suits of armour and a broken sceptre. He shrugs. Don't know why anyone would want a broken anything, but these animancers will buy dirty stockings if you say they came from the ruins. He closes his hand around the opal in a white-knuckle grip. We were almost to Defiance Bay when the screaming started. I've seen my share of barroom brawls, but this sounded different. I was topside with the captain, but he and the first mate went below decks to see what all the commotion was about. When they didn't come back, I looked into the hold. He shudders. I saw one of those suits of armour walking around all by itself. It was covered in blood. When it saw me, it started running for the hatch, so I closed it. He squeezes his eyes shut. Okay. Locked his crewmates in the hold with well, they were probably dead anyway, to be quite honest. So how did the ship get here? He rolls a stone between his hands. I'm just a deckhand, but I was the only one left. I piloted the ship as best I could, but I hit rocks as we were passing Brackenbury. I barely made it to Wanderer's Gift before I had to jump overboard and swim for the docks. I'd given up on the cargo, not to mention the payday, when one of the lads pulled this up in his nets, showing Fedora and the opal. It's part of that sceptre. From what I recall, there were 3 other pieces, and I'd bet you anything they're somewhere in the shallows too. If anyone could find them, there'd be profit to follow. And why haven't you gone looking for the rest of the artifact yourself? I'm lucky to have escaped the ship like I did. I'm not taking a chance with those things. And have you talked to the Crucible Knights about this? And admit that I was smuggling relics? He shakes his head. I doubt they'd arrest me, but I also doubt I see any coin from this mess. And what exactly happens if I find the rest of this sceptre? You find the missing pieces of the artifact, and I've got an animancer friend from my expedition days who'll find you a stack of coppers. All I want out of this is a few £100 for my lost payday. If that sounds fair to you, I'll give you this stone and the name of my contact once you have everything else. Seeing as the kid dredged this stone up in his net, I'd wager you could probably find the missing pieces out in the shallows during low tide. Anything else? Okay. So he's a deckhand. They were smuggling artifacts. When a bit pear-shaped, he locked his crew members in the hold with those creatures, monsters, whatever the hell they were, left them to die. They were probably already dead, but that's by the by. It's not a very noble thing to do. And then he comes here. And then he has an opal in his hand that's part of a sceptre, an Gwithan artifact. And it appears to me that he's telling us that he wants the sceptre, but he'll pay us some coin if we go and get the bits. Won't go to the authorities, because he'll have to admit he's been smuggling. This doesn't quite seem like the kind of business that Fedoran really wants to get himself involved in. Unless we can get the sceptre out of it, in which case it may be. Okay, so just delving a bit deeper before we make a decision here, asking if he has any idea what his animancer friend wants with this relic. She was always tinkering with these things back when we were young. I used to think she was the fool, retiring to some dusty study in Brackenbury, but after that horror on the boat, I'm thinking she made the wiser choice. Well, we've got the quest anyway. So, animated armour, attack the crew. Retrieve the pieces of the sceptre, and an animancer will buy the artifact. Okay, so the animancer is buying the artifact. He's not having it, the animancer is buying it. And then I suppose we're supposed to give this guy some of the cut of the profit. But But it's an Ingwithan artifact, and I suppose it's got no purpose really being lying at the bottom of the damn sea. We might as well try and recover it, and the Animancers could put it to good use. Certainly. Could go to you know, solving. They are looking to try and solve the Hollowborn situation, so it could have some significance. So I think we'll do it. But not just yet. We are going to return to the brothel first. Priorities, of course. Because we've been promised a reward for taking care of the thugs. Wait a second here. Dermot. Oh! Derminel thugs! Would you credit that? You're making quite a name for yourself with the Derminels. Pity that it isn't the kind of impression you should be making. Oh, really? Oh, well, I thought your family were dead. Apparently not. Yet more bugs to swat beneath my mighty fly swatter. How dare you! The flipping nerve of these people! Your family's dead! Go and live your lives! The damn cheek of them! I have a feeling this will not be the first time we are accosted by Derminel thugs. So we've got assassins after us, we've now got Derminel thugs. It's going to be unsafe for Fedoran to walk these here streets of Defiance Bay before much longer.
Hey.
Despite his best efforts to set a good impression.
Hey.
Low tide, when is low tide? I thought low tide was during the daytime. Damn Derminels. If that's what they've been reduced to, sending a few pathetic thugs after us, then they really are on death's door.
Hey.
We killed their family, but I think there was a woman called Dana who
Hey.
we spoke to in the charred barrel when we were sent to take that package to somebody called, I can't remember his name, but yeah, she was the one that got us in with the Derminels, and she was the one that had turned up when we took down Verzano, and I don't think she was in the Derminel mansion, so she's still obviously alive and kicking.
Hey.
So they're not completely dead, but they're definitely severely weakened, we shall say. And they obviously know who's responsible, which is not a good sign, but we were hoping that perhaps we were going to slip around unnoticed. Perhaps they would have not realised who took them down. Okay, right. Fedoran just instructing his party members to just stay near the door if they don't mind, because
Ready when you are.
I've just got some business to attend to. Don't want any sort of
Not a problem.
conversations being overheard here by Durance, for instance, talking of his staff and whatnot.
Good day, stranger.
Right. So here we are. Mayor just asking if there's any progress with the thug situation. And he's proudly announcing that he has taken the ringleader prisoner and that the thugs will be no more problem for your employees or your customers. Her brow ridges rise. Oh, her brow ridges rise. Okay, I think that doesn't make sense. It's good enough for me, she says. Take some coppers and enjoy yourself. Her smile widens. And if you choose to have your fun, giving another wink to Fedoran and a sly smile, enjoy my special discount. Ooh. Might as well have a drink or two. This seems like as good a place as any to pick up a few sordid secrets. Kind of laughing and chuckling. And sundry diseases at that. Okay. Maybe in due course. Yes, but for now I'm a bit busy. Things to dredge up from the bottom of the sea. Goodbye, and thank you for your offers. Early in the morning. Right, how do I even know if it's high tide or low tide? I don't know. Is it high tide yet? Low tide? Is it medium tide? We're going to find out. And then, where do we go? We're going to check the quest log. J. J for journal. Okay, so find the missing pieces. They probably have washed into the shallows around the docks. Okay, so this is a task. Where this doesn't look like doesn't look like low tide to me. I think if we go down onto the steps, it's high tide. It is. Oh, we're in the water. Oh, this doesn't seem like high tide to me. This seems like we're walking into a bunch of animats, which could well be what we are looking for here. So, I have a feeling that how many pieces are we looking for? Because there appears to be various areas of low tide. Anyway, we're facing off against animats to start with. Ooh! Ooh, and rain blights. Aye, this is probably not going to be quite so straightforward as a few random thugs. So, we may need to just get our bearings here. Right. Have we faced rain blights? But we certainly haven't faced animats, but we have faced rain blights. And they are weak to crush damage. They're immune to pierce, which means archers aren't very good against them. They're immune to shock, but they're weak to freeze. So freeze and crush. Hi, okay. Animats I don't think we've faced before, so there's only 2 rain blights. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? His missiles are crush damage, right? These are crush. No, they're pierce. I could have swore blind that Miniletter's missiles were crush damage, unless they've changed in a patch at some point. No, concussive missiles are crush. Right, okay. Okay. So I think the rain blights are the ones that need to be taken down as quickly as possible. Now Sagani's bow, bear with me, Sagani's bow here, Masuk hunting bow, deals pierce/crush damage. So this can double up as crush damage, so it makes sense to equip this bow for her, because she can still do damage with her bow. So we're going to do that. Oh, we're in combat. Marvellous. We can't change weapons. Damn. Okay. Kana? He's going to be doing pierce damage, so he might as well do crush damage with his mason shield. So we'll switch him to melee. This is this is pierce damage. The arquebus is pierce. So if we just use and shock as well, that's not good. So we're just going to have to use durance for buffs. Club of Refined Gentlemen membership ring. Okay. They're actually resistant to crush. Who's resistant to crush? No, they're not. Crush is 5. DR5. They're weak to crush. So we're going to take down the take down the blights first. I think we're just going to have to take down the blights, just kind of en masse really, just get them down as quickly as possible. Some of the weapons won't work, but I think if we use concussive missiles on the blights... Hey! Ooh! Oh, gone! It's gone in one swoop! Well, that worked well. Alright, okay. He is getting hit though. Right, another concussive missile on the other rain blight then. Oh my god. Who's this? This is a small rain blight. Hey, it's a little bit too close. Oh shit, we're in a bit of a pickle here. We're a little bit in a pickle. Animats. We got... Is this Pelagina? What are you doing? Adra Animat. Holy cow. We got another rain blight. I don't know where that's come from, but we shall crush it down with more missiles. Oh, we've got a level up sound. I don't know what's going on. I've completely lost control here, guys. She's going to take on the Adra Animat. She seems to be a little bit struggling, but we're just keeping her occupied. Who's this? Animat. Can they be knocked down is the question. Let's just get them off the case. Yes, they can. Right, you guys are a little bit too close. Really? There we go. Let's turn our attentions.
Following your... Let's end this!
Adra Animat. Pretty nasty beast.
This isn't working!
Okay, so that was a little bit of a kind of a shaky moment. Thankfully we're okay. Adra Animats, right. We defeated 3 Animats. They're only level 4. Adra Animats level 9. Okay, so they're resistant. They're highly resistant to slash and pierce as well. They're weak to shock damage. We don't really know a great deal more.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
So we have Engwithan shields, we have binding coppers, primal water, shattered animat armors. None of them appear to be what we were looking for. Awakened Adra?
Hey.
Right, so I think we just got to really sort of have a mooch about and see if we can find Engwithan scepter spike. So we found one piece. Other parts still missing, so we've got to search the entirety of this area. Now I don't know how far or how if all this water links up in one area, or if we have to go out and then go into another part of it. So we'll just kind of explore all of the water that we can, and then we'll return to the shore if we need to, if we can't go any further. Ooh, primal water. Okay, it looks like we can keep moving. I've got a feeling there's going to be more. No, look, there you see, we're hindered here now, you see. Kinda hindered. Oh, wait a minute, there's another piece here, another piece. Ooh, Engwithan Scepter base. Is that all of them? No, something's still missing. There bloody would be, wouldn't there? There's probably one more fight as well. They wouldn't just let you have one fight and get all the goodies, would they? There's going to be another bloody bunch of the bleeders. Yep, there is. Right here. Right here. But I'm going to avoid them. I'm going to take the... oh no, it's just triple sponge. Okay, that's not... I was hoping that was going to be the final piece and we could kind of just run up and... Security reports that skeletons will attack the stronghold in 5 days. What? Do I have to be present for that? Do we have to prepare for it? Animats. Yeah, it's probably down here somewhere, the last piece. We're going to have to fight them, aren't we? Fine, I shall fight you. And oh, I could have changed Sagani's weapon. I knew we were going to come across the same people again. And I didn't change a weapon. He's got no concussive missiles left. These are pierce damage. Oh, cold damage though. Chill fog would be pretty useful. Let's just get in for now. What's happened? Why are we moving? Oh, he's down very quickly. Right, chill fog. That's going to be good against the blight. So we'll just use a bit of chilly foggy. And the blight's coming round the side, right towards Fedora, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. It's Link. He's got him tied down here. Necrotic Lance. Is that corrode damage? Could be useful. Let's try it. Itumat, help me please. Yeah. There we go. He's dead. That's fine.
Good shot.
It's another Adra Animat. It's attacking us. This Rain Blight's in the cold. That's also very good. And he's dead.
Hey.
Phew. That was a little bit better. It's always easier when they clump up for you. Nice and easy. You can use your AoE spells and everything's nice. When they spread out and start attacking people at random, causes the problem. Here we go. Final piece of the puzzle.
Hey.
Is the Engwithan Scepter shaft.
Hey. Hey.
So we have all the pieces of the puzzle. We have been alerted to a auto resolve or manual resolve. Right. Okay. So what we need to do, I think, is we need to get to the keep within the time limit, and then we can manually resolve it when we get there. Trudging up from the endless paths, wielding swords and spells. And oh look, we can release Aethra. As if we'd want to do that. Right. Let's check out the quest log here. Return to Immatal with the scepter pieces. See what we want to do next.
Hey.
By hook or by crook, either we're getting the scepter or the Animancer is. We're not going to be giving it to this guy. He doesn't deserve it after what he's done to his crew members, locking them and leaving them to their fates.
Ready when you are.
Gods keep you.
Is this about the broken scepter? Yes, we have the 3 pieces. You mean you got past those armoured monsters? I don't know how. He shakes his head. Listen, if you're willing, I'll give you this last piece. He holds up the opal. And the name of someone who'll buy it all. All I want is £200 for getting the cargo here. Sound fair? Right. Let's me see here. As I put my wine down. This is how important this conversation is. I'm putting my wine down. You want £200 for locking the rest of your crew in the hold and sinking the ship? Look, He rubs the back of his sunburned neck. 100? I'm just trying to get by until the next job. I don't think Fedoran really does threatening. Does threatening very well. He's not the kind of person to threaten. I mean, this guy doesn't look like he could put up much of a fight, but it's just not in his nature. Look, I'll cut you a deal. Fine. 100 copper pans to get you back on your feet and up and running with your life. But that's it. This is not a reward. I do not condone your actions. Just give me the opal. He gives us the opal, still warm from his hands. You want to go to the Brackenbury Sanitarium and find Nans. She'll know more about this artifact, and I know for a fact she's brought them from our crew before. Right. That'll do. So we've got Nan in the sanitarium, or Nans. Interesting. I think we're done in Ondra's gift. We've got the scepter. We've sorted out the problems of the brothel. Yeah, we've liberated the lighthouse. It's now a tavern. There was this merchant here, wasn't there? Car 2 girl. Let's just double check.
Ready when you are.
They didn't have anything we want before we leave.
Friend.
Rock finger gloves. Ring of Wonder. Constitution, Might and Resolve. Trouble with a lot of these things now is that because we already have resolve and things on other items, it's difficult to find items that would actually prove to be pretty useful for us right now. He's got a lot of potions, but we'll move on. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will go there, JJ. I think I will be present for the fight. Don't want random skeletons causing mayhem in my keep. Certainly not. Not after all the hard work we've put into it. So we'll just pop back to Brackenbury. Find out about this scepter. See what the crack is. And depending on where that sends us, Copper Lane to speak, or rather to interrogate, Lumdala. It's 9 o'clock. I'm soon to be having my dinner, actually, so we are coming to the conclusion here, but I would really like to get into a position to move on. We're almost there. Right, she's apparently in the sanitarium itself, was the impression I got. Right.
Hey.
Nans, Nans, wherefore art thou, Nans? Does she have her own office? Is she in a lecture? Oh look, his lesson's finished. Is she downstairs? She'd be upstairs, I would have thought, but Werner, Iamid, the head warden, sanitarium guard. Oh, Nans!
Ready when you are.
Hail and well met.
Oh, an elderly woman, perusing the shelves with a quickness and an energy that belie her age. I'm afraid I don't practice any more, child. Too busy with my research. Well, I am here on, one could say, business. I have found some scepter pieces that may interest you. Puh, that chatty old fishwife's been blabbing about me, I see. She laughs and rolls her eyes. Never trust your secrets to a man with so much salt in his beard. Anyway, let's see what you've got. She examines the scepter, her eyes hooded by crinkled flesh. Imital told you true. I'll buy this. Unfortunately, a broken scepter isn't as valuable as he may have led you to believe. She steals a glance at your face, but her fingers tighten around the pieces in her hands. I'll take it off you for 500. 500? I mean, what did we expect? I don't know how much these things are worth. But Fedoran, with his increased intelligence due to various items that have been enchanted, she seems a little too excited to think that this is only worth 500 coin. What exactly aren't you telling me? The corner of her mouth twitches upwards. Sharper than Imital, I see. Indeed, Fedoran, tipping his hat. The truth is, I could repair the scepter. She runs her fingers along one of the pattern pieces. It's broken, sure enough, but the pieces themselves are in good condition. Making it whole again is a matter of alchemy. Expensive alchemy. I've got to soak the broken ends in a fiend's blood compound to reconnect them. Never mind the embalming work to restore the enchantments. She eyes you. I could do it to the tune of 1,800 pounds. Okay, we've gone from 600 to 1,800. Are we going to get any higher? Surely you can bring the price down. Actually, I think that's supposed to be, surely you could offer me more. We still think we're getting the short end of the deal here, but ultimately we're not greedy. And if she can put it to good use for the good of the Animancers in terms of what they're trying to achieve, then so be it. 1,800 copper pounds, it's better than a smack in the chops. We'll take it. Fine. Put the scepter back together. Put it to good use. We'll take 1800. I expect you'll want to watch and see what your money's, or that your money's put to good use. Better get comfortable then. She lays out an array of powders, potions, and other obscure ingredients, and sets to work. Well, after what feels like hours, she returns to the main hall with you and presents the scepter. Looking at it, you'll never know it has been broken in the first place. Oh my god, are you having a laugh? I've completely misread. Ah! That's what wine does to you, mate. That's what wine does. Oh my god, I've actually talked Fedoran, ever the klutz, ever the clumsy man that he is, ever the fool, has just talked himself out of paying 600 coin for her to fix this scepter to paying 1800. He must be the only man on the face of this here earth to try and convince somebody to charge him more. Oh, well, I mean, obviously it was my fault, but it fits completely in character, does it not? Because that is exactly the kind of thing that Fedoran would do. Oh, dear. So we've gained an Ingwithan scepter, some experience, and we've just lost 1800 coin. Well, that money was burning a hole in his pocket. Fedoran's never comfortable with too much coin. Always has to find a way to get rid of it. He'll never ever sit with more than about, what, 20,000-30,000 coin in his pocket, because he'll always find a way to get rid of it. Whether it's spending it on himself, or trying to convince people to charge him more for their services. Oh dear. Oh, I'm getting... she would have sold it... Oh, okay. That's completely confused me. So, okay, we would have sold it for 600, but because... you know what, it's too late at night and I've drunk too much wine to comprehend this conversation. Whatever happened, we've got the scepter, we've paid 1800 coin, and she's apparently done her finest work. Examining a piece like that is a dream come true for somebody in my field. Okay, so I think we better leave. We've confused ourselves here. We've confused ourselves. Clandestine cargo. The process was expensive, but it's a power. Okay, so effectively what we've done is, rather than selling it to her for 600, we have convinced her to put it together for us, but she's charged us 1800 for the services. Right. I get it now. Oh, lordy lum. It's a scepter. It's not going to replace Fedoran's because he already has the soulbound one. But as somebody just rightly pointed out, perhaps it's something that Alof can make use of. And speaking of Alof, he literally has just come back from completing a task. And this scepter that we've just found, or just had repaired, could be his reward. If he was successful, of course. So with the blessing of the Duchess of Palminia, Alof began an earnest investigation. Much like ourselves, investigation work runs in the party, of the vandalism the military graveyard. After a large amount of digging, some literal, some figurative, Alof was able to track down the solitary culprit, the grandson of a soldier who was executed for cowardice in the Battle of Lagon Pirella. According to the young man, his grandfather was slandered, and the execution was not just. The Duchess and Palminia's Songretta Ducala reviewed the man's evidence and decided to restore his grandfather's dignity by inscribing his name on Lagon Pirella's memorial. However, the young man was still guilty of violating a long list of Palminian laws and customs, and he was exiled for life. Experience, money, and some ashes. Throwing ashes on people doesn't seem rather something we would want to really... I mean, it offers endurance, but I mean, sprinkling a few ashes in the middle of battle? An interesting proposition. Okay, that conversation completely utterly confused me to hell. So, obviously things are getting too complicated for my brain at this moment in time. So, we are going to go to interrogate a woman. Not the kind of time you want to interrogate somebody when you've had a few wines. But we shall try anyway. It's 9 o'clock. Well, it's not. It's 9 o'clock. 2100 hours. I don't think they have a 9 o'clock, technically speaking, because there's more than 12 hours in a day here. But we're going to Copper Lane. Confront Lumdala and see what the hell she is up to. Where am I?
Hey.
Right, I wonder if they're still performing. It also revives, does it? Did it say that? Maybe. Maybe I've overlooked that as well. I should stop playing right now. I'm going to cause myself a grievance. I'm going to cause myself a mischief. More than 12. Yes, there are more than 12 hours in a day. More than 12? Did I say 12? 24. There's more than 24. Is there 26 hours in a day here? There's about 26, isn't there?
Hey.
I think it was 26. I did actually read up on the time of this world, because it did confuse me. Right, anyway, Lumdala. But how can this be? It can... Okay, we're going to put a stop to this damn show.
Ready when you are.
Time for a recess.
Well met, friend.
I really should spend this time getting into character. One would argue you're already in character. If that character is a kidnapping wench. We didn't say it out loud. I was wondering if a woman named Cora was part of your group. Fedora, wondering out loud, actually. I can't say I recognise the name. Suddenly focusing on the length of her fingernails. And although Fedora has recently been confused by an animancer in the sanitarium and a scepter, he's not confused at this moment in time in the fact that she is obviously feeling a bit uneasy. And, that's odd. Her sister said she was part of the Revel of Stars, and I seem to recall that's what your group is called from our previous conversation a few weeks ago. Maybe, but what should I know about it? My work requires great focus and attention. She flicks her fingertips in frustration. I don't have time to coach every young amateur who joins our troupe for a week. And, did the name Kendall ring a bell? Apparently he joined your group. No experience, terrible actor. Sound familiar? She narrows her silvered eyes. I'm not sure who this Kendall is, or why you would malign our talent, but rest assured that we have a process for evoking a satisfying performance from even the most inexperienced players. And, Lendry. Yes, Lendry. Apparently last seen in your company. Name ring a bell? Ah, let's have a big laugh. That drunk? In Andra's gift? Men flatter themselves when it comes to the attention of a beautiful woman. The pallid knight herself could waltz into that bar, and he'd believe she was there to sit on his lap and listen to bawdy stories. Perhaps she'd enjoy a bawdy tale or two. It must get old gathering the dead and dying. Yes, well, I'm just analysing the facts, and afraid to say, Lumdala, those facts are all rather pointing in your direction. And the facts are that one of us stinks of cheap ale and desperation, while the other has a long and illustrious career. She tilts her head forwards. Consider well, which is a more credible source. Surely there's someone else you can ask about all this. But I am a humble actor. As I've recently pointed out, my dear Lumdala, you are connected to 3 recent disappearances that you claim to know nothing about. Sounds mightily suspicious to me. Then what else do you expect me to say on the subject? She sighs and turns her face to the sky. If you'll excuse me, I have a performance to attend to. Oh, the young man steps up next to you, his gaze fixed on the other actors, his voice low. Meet me in Lumdala's house. I know what's going on. He claps his hand and whistles at the other actors. Well done indeed. Okay. Something is amiss here.
Hey.
And we intend to find out exactly what, so we shall head post-haste to Lumdala's house. Oh, bloody hell. Fedoran doesn't like being accosted, doesn't like assassins, doesn't like confrontation, so we shall walk round. We shall walk the long way. We fancy a walk. We fancy a nice scenic walk to Lumdala's house. I didn't want to go the direct route. No, I just want to breathe in the lovely Defiance Bay air. Yes, that's what I want to do. Okay, so here we are, Lumdala's house. Right, okay. Just gonna pop downstairs for a brief moment. I'll be back in literally 30 seconds. And then we shall complete this quest and see what happens. I'm back. Oh, I'm very hot as well. Okay, so my dinner's ready. It's now sat here next to me. So I'm going to let it sit there. I'm just going to inhale the fumes and I'll start dribbling. So do bear with me. But I want to finish this quest before bringing a close to the session. So we'll continue on. But this obviously will be the final quest of the session. Oh, I need to get a breather. Did I not pause it? I think
Hey.
We're going in! Did I save it? I don't remember. I'm saving it again. Come on. Something is amiss. What does she want with 3 people? Is she some kind of succubus? I don't know. Right, well, he didn't beat us here, so it'd be kind of hilarious if he's in here before we got here. Does he have some kind of strange teleportation abilities? Why all... Ew, he does. And why are all the houses in this district all the same layout? It makes sense, I suppose. Houses on the same street have the same layout, technically speaking. A young man appears before you, trembling and excited. You! I saw you with Lumdala by the amphitheatre. Look, I don't know what your business with her is, but I want out of this mess. I just came by to grab my things. Just let me leave, all right? What? What? You told me to meet you here. Just calm down and tell me what's going on. He nods, filling his lungs. Thank you, but there's not much time. Lumdala's out to get me and I need to get out of here. Maybe out of the city. He reaches slowly into a satchel and produces a small key. This opens the door behind you. There's a passage in there leading down to a theatre. He shudders. It's easier if you see it for yourself. He licks his lips. Since I've helped you, I want your promise that you'll leave my name out of this. Sagani looks at him in disgust. Follow vultures and you're sure to find carrion. Oh dear, what do we say to that? We don't even know what's happened at the moment. We don't even know what the hell's happened. But obviously if he's asking for his name to be left out of it, is he doing it because there's something really bad happened and he's part of it, or is it because he doesn't want to be known to be the one to have revealed the secret? But he knows about the secret, so he must be in on it. And if that's the case, Fedoran can't turn a blind eye, I'm afraid to say. He's got one person already in his prison. I think he's getting quite accustomed to locking people up. Yes, I think if there is something amiss here, and you have played a part in this, then I'm afraid to say that you're going to have to face the consequences. It's not that simple. Cadell shakes his head, frustrated and panicked. But if you won't listen, then I can't let you leave. Oh, really? You against 6 of us? Are you crazy? Oh, you stupid, stupid man. Stupid man. Oh, I don't want to kill him, but he's brought this on himself. Oh! Durance, point blank range, just shot him into 1,000 pieces. Durance wasn't messing about. Didn't even give us time to draw our blades. He just took out his gun. Boom! Goodness gracious, Durance! I know you're a miserable so-and-so, but come on. Jeez Louise, he just... Boom! Right, come on. We've got the key to this joint. I don't think we're going to like what we see, but we're going to have to see what we want or don't want to see. Right, down to the theatre. We're not interested in looting and plundering the place.
They didn't teach us much about locks in the Brotherhood.
But this could all be evidence, so we're going to just open the doors. Right. We're just looking for evidence. We're not looking to loot and plunder. I mean, 10 golden skellings are worth quite a bit of coin, but we're not taking them. We're not taking them. We're refusing to rob this woman. I know she's a ne'er-do-well, but there could be a Valiant tragedy. That could be Fedoran's description. Of Fedoran, a man that was thought he was doing a good turn, but ultimately he was a Valiant tragedy. Because everywhere he went, everything he touched turned to calamity. Yes, it did. Right, okay, come on, let's get down there.
Hey.
Oh, is this literally a dungeon? I don't think I've got time to sit here and play through a dungeon. Where the... Wait a minute. We are in the catacombs, an area of the catacombs that we have not seen before. Wow. Oh boy, what on earth is happening here? Scarf.
Ready when you are.
Oh, this is taking a dark turn, hasn't it?
Not a problem.
We've got a simple silken scarf crumpled on the floor. And of course Fedoran getting a sense of a variety of feelings here. Picking up the scarf. You hold the scarf and focus on it, and the world around you shifts. Something about you shifts too. The smooth fabric is still in your hands, but you're in a small yet cosy house, and Laura is looking from the scarf back at you, asking if you'd like it. She's smiling because the answer is written on your face. That was 4 years ago, but you still wear the scarf on days like today. After all, You wore it that first day you met the actress with the silvered eyes, so who's to say it won't bring you luck again tonight? It's nestled around your throat, soft and warm and comforting. You're halfway through the third act, and you can feel the audience's eyes on you, hungry and attentive. You were nervous at first when that woman brought you down here. You wondered what kind of show you'd signed up for. But this has gone better than you could have hoped. You reach the end of your monologue and the scarf tightens around your neck. It chokes the final line from your throat, which is embarrassing because your debut was going so well. But when you try to pull the scarf away, it only tightens further. You're confused, and you look to the audience expecting someone to rush to your rescue. Then you see their eyes and that hungry, attentive look, and you understand. The stage fades to black. The scarf falls from your hand and flutters to the ground, but Cora's soul lingers, stuck between a familiar token and a question. It wants to know, but it wants to retreat. What? What? What's happening? I should not be doing this in this current state. I should be doing this when sober. This is confused. This is confusing. What's happening here? This is some dark stuff. So she's giving a performance here, this with a scarf on, and the scarf has killed her. It is a tragedy, surely. She's been killed. It can't be a bloody good thing. Of course it's a tragedy. Soul flashes with pain and anger before fading back into the fabric of the scarf. Oh, Lumdat. Oh. Wait a sec. Lumdala emerges from the shadows, her silvered eyes glowing in the darkness. Well, well. If it isn't our friend from Dunrid Row. Yeah, she got killed in the performance, I know that. But the scarf killed her, right? Or did somebody choke her from behind with the... I don't know. What do you want? I have a proposition. Ta! If she offers you a role, it better be a lead. Go on. I stage my performance for certain wealthy patrons. One in particular would make a valuable catch. You agree to a truce, and I'll give you his name. What is this? Some kind of sick performance where people get a kick out of seeing people killed? Is that what this effectively is? So all these people that have been kidnapped have been brought down here as actors. They go on stage and then they get killed because these people enjoy watching people get killed? Get a kick out of it? Is that what this is? If that is the case, that really is bloody dark. I stage my performances for certain wealthy patrons. So certain wealthy patrons get a kick out of seeing people killed in front of their very eyes. That seems to be the gist I'm getting here. One in particular would make a valuable catch. I'm sorry to say, we are not entering into no deals with this woman. This sordid business. No deal. As you wish. That is awful. That is terrible. Oh my god. People getting a kick out of seeing somebody murdered in front of them. That is awful. Stop them! Stop them! You're having a laugh, love. Where is she? She's the first to... Itamak somehow is still behind them, so we've got a bit of an upper hand here. They start chomping on these people. I've never, to this day, felt so much anger towards a group of enemies. We are making sure that these blighters die in the most horrific fashion known to man. Oh, I'm getting... What? He's getting shot. Where is he? Right, you need to come back. You're getting shot.
You should have run.
By this clown. Right, okay, let's just get a breather here. This might not be quite so straightforward here. Let's just Let's just see what's happening. He's trying to shoot me. This clown is trying to shoot me. So he's going to go down. Let's just wound him. Palagina, where's Palagina? Here she comes, right? You, Lumdala. Oh, she can't. She can't. I can't focus. I'm too angry. This stupid woman. Knock this fool out of the way. He's blocking the path. Get out of the way, man. Step aside. Right, she's down. She is down. Actor's got one bit of health left. Kana is...
Mine!
Right. Can we get behind? No, we can't. Right, we're just going to take him down. Just chop. Oh, they're both down. They're both down. It's fine. Ooh, we got people getting hit and stuff. This is not happening. I'll smite you down. With holy smiting. Oh, it doesn't matter now. They're dead. They're dead. The only reason why I didn't use Fireball is because of the fact that Itumak was right. If Itumak actually wasn't behind the group, they would have been in perfect position for AoE stuff, but because Itumak was there, I didn't want to, you know, use any AoE on the enemies. We didn't have to use AoE anyway, they were pretty weak. Pathetic low-life scum that they are.
Hey.
It seemed like a good idea to me that Itumak was behind them when the fight started, but it actually wasn't really. But anyway, we digress slightly.
Hey.
We've got a ring here, ring of protection. Different stuffs, mainly rubbish. But yeah. Okay, here we go. So we discovered that the missing people were murdered by Lumdala during special performances in a hidden theatre. Yeah, no more special performances now, you silly cow.
Hey. Hey.
Hidden goodies. Good point.
I'm ready.
Something I don't do a lot of. And hidden goodies
I
you
understand.
can be hidden anywhere. But the trouble is, you go in stealth mode and you walk so damn slowly. I know you can speed the game up, but it's not something I usually like to do in games. Don't know if you've noticed.
Look, do you see that?
Just a way to get to the catacombs. By the looks of it. Which isn't really useful to us at this moment in time, I don't think. Right, come on.
Hey.
I'm going to conclude this quest because my dinner's going cold. If for no other reason. Right.
Hey.
Let's see what lies this way.
Wonder if actually the main theatre outside is still going on.
Hey.
Okay, so we're going back to Hadrat House, and that is where we will conclude the session. We're going to report back that we have found out what happened to the missing people. Unfortunately, they're dead. Which, to be quite honest with you, I mean, would you expect anything less? If they've been missing for 3 days, it's not as if they've gone on holiday, you know what I mean? Brackenbury. Okay, there could be assassins somewhere nearby, wouldn't surprise me. Usually somewhere around about this fountain. Yeah, my taxes have been robbed. I saw that. But actually the taxes that they robbed was lower than it was before. The time before they robbed about 600 copper pans, so...
Hey.
Need to keep on working on that security, obviously. Excuse me. Okay, here we are.
Ready when you are.
Curran.
How do you do?
Back with news, he asks. Yes. We found the missing people. Yes, you've been all over Defiance Bay since we last spoke. His alert eyes search you. What did you find? They were all murdered. A woman named Mundala killed them as part of her performances. Something big. I knew it. I'll send my men after her right away. No need. She confronted me before I could come here with the news, and I have put an end to her. Indeed. His toothy smile widens. I can't say I'm terribly sorry. You've been a resourceful investigator, and your shrewdness has helped resolve a most troublesome case and saved many lives, I'm sure. Yes, yes. It was worth it to put a stop to these heinous crimes. I appreciate your zeal. Take this as payment for your services. Well, we're not greedy, so we won't ask for more. But then again, we're not stupid enough to do things for free. So, thanking him for his generosity, and moving on. 3,000 coppers! Well, that makes up for the scepter blunder, doesn't it? Right. Thank you for your help. Neither Dunrid Row nor I will forget this. Farewell. And a couple more levels up. So, yeah, we've got a few levels up. Yeah. And we have solved the mystery of the missing patrons. Of course, as somebody has said in the comments here, yes, Hauler, there's not Hauler, Logic, yes, there is more. There were sick patrons here. There were sick people of this city watching them performances. They should be whittled out and put an end to. But I've got a feeling that's not possible. So we've reached the end of today's stream. We've been going for 2 hours and a half. Bloody hell! Where's the time gone? I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think we're done. I think actually we're done for now in Defiance Bay. We can't update her, and we've got to go to Deerford Village for that. So the heirloom breastplate. We have made a decision that we are not going to do that. Based on the confrontation that we had with the dozens as part of the Ondra's gift quest, that kind of just tipped the scales, and we're completely and utterly dissociating ourselves with anything to do with the dozens or their establishments. So we're cutting all ties with the expedition hall from now, so that we're not going to do that quest. The cave, we found the location for, and Palagina, we're going to go to Twin Elms. So that's it, we're done. We're done here. We're done in Defiance Bay. So in the next session, which will be, of course, in a couple of weeks' time, we are going to head out on our travels and see where we go. Because I think the first port of call will be, in fact, the Searing Falls. Sounds very nice place with waterfalls and hot springs. We're going to go there first, and then after that we're going to head to Deerford Village and tidy up a few quests there, and then after that we will start the White March, I think. Just want to get these couple of things done first though, but of course that will be next time. And of course we'll level up the characters, and maybe I might just do one last sweep of Defiance Bay off camera, make sure there's nothing that we want to purchase. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the stream. I certainly have. Thanks for joining me, those that came. And next week we'll see the commencement once again of Medieval 2 Stainless Steel. So I'll be looking forward to that. And there may well be a stream at some point during the next week as well. So stay tuned. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. And goodbye.